You drive to the dog park with the best intentions. Your dog is bouncing in the back seat, tail going, excited about the outing. You open the gate, and within minutes, 3 dogs rush over at full speed. Your dog freezes, or tucks their tail, or gets bowled over completely. You tell yourself it is fine, this is just how dogs learn. But then you get home and something feels off. Your dog is quieter, more clingy, more jumpy at sounds they used to ignore. And the next time you pull into that parking lot, they do not want to get out of the car. Let me ask you something. How many times have you heard that dog parks are the perfect place to socialize your dog? It's practically gospel at this point. People say it like it is obvious. Just take your dog to the park, let them run with other dogs, and they'll come out confident and well-adjusted. And because it sounds so logical, so natural, so good, most dog owners do it. Regularly, with the best possible intentions. But here's what nobody is saying out loud. For a huge number of dogs, especially young ones, repeated uncontrolled exposure at dog parks isn't building social confidence. It's quietly eroding it. It's creating anxiety that owners cannot trace back to a single traumatic event because it didn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happened slowly, visit after visit, in a place that was supposed to help. In this video, I am going to break down exactly why dog parks can be a hidden source of fear conditioning, what's actually happening in your dog's brain and body during those visits, and what proper socialization actually looks like, because it is not what most people think. If your dog has been getting worse despite your best efforts, this might be the video that finally explains why. Let us start with what socialization actually means, because this is where the confusion begins. Most people hear the word socialization and picture dogs playing together. Running, wrestling, chasing, a big chaotic party. And that image makes dog parks feel like the obvious answer. But that's not what socialization means, at least not in the behavioral sense. Proper socialization is about controlled, positive exposure to the world. It's about your dog encountering new things, people, dogs, sounds, environments, surfaces, and consistently coming away from those encounters feeling safe. The goal isn't just exposure. The goal is exposure that builds a positive emotional association. That distinction is everything. When the exposure is overwhelming, unpredictable, or threatening, it doesn't build confidence. It builds the opposite. And that's exactly what unstructured dog park environments tend to deliver. Here's the thing about fear conditioning that most people do not realize. Your dog doesn't need to be attacked to develop a fear response. They do not need a dramatic, obvious trauma. They just need to experience something stressful enough, frequently enough, for their nervous system to start treating that situation as a threat. 1 rough interaction, 2 overwhelming visits, 3 times coming home with their tail between their legs. That's enough to start wiring a fear response, and once it is wired, it compounds. Each anxious visit makes the next one harder. Short end. So let us talk about what's actually happening inside your dog's body at the dog park. When your dog encounters something stressful, their amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, fires. Stress hormones flood the system. Heart rate goes up. Muscles tighten. Digestion pauses. Every sense sharpens. This is the fight or flight response, and it is involuntary. Your dog isn't choosing to feel this way. Their biology is choosing for them. Now here's the critical part. That stress hormone, cortisol, doesn't clear your dog's system the moment they leave the park. It can linger for 48 to 72 hours. So if you are taking your dog to the park twice a week, and each visit is stressful, you might be keeping your dog in a low-grade state of chronic stress. Permanently elevated, always a little more reactive, always a little more on edge. And you are looking at them thinking, why are they getting worse? I am doing everything right. You are doing everything right by the conventional wisdom. The conventional wisdom is just wrong for a lot of dogs. Now let us get into the specific dynamics that make dog parks so risky for socialization. First, there's the problem of unfiltered dog-to-dog interaction. In a dog park, you have no control over which dogs your dog interacts with. You do not know their history. You do not know their temperament. You do not know if they are dog selective, resource guarding, or just having a bad day. And when a dog with social aggression, overarousal, or poor social skills meets your dog in an enclosed space, your dog cannot escape. That's not just stressful, that's genuinely threatening. And a dog that cannot escape a threat will eventually react, either by shutting down or by escalating. Second, the environment itself creates overarousal. Dog parks are loud. They're chaotic. Multiple dogs are moving at high speed in unpredictable directions. Squeaking, barking, body slamming. Even if none of the dogs are actively aggressive, the sheer sensory intensity of the environment can push a dog past their threshold, past the point where they can think clearly, respond calmly, or learn anything positive. And here's the piece that most owners miss entirely. A dog that looks like they are having fun might still be over threshold. Wild zoomies, frantic play, obsessive chasing. These can all be signs of a dog that is dysregulated, not joyful. Arousal isn't the same as happiness, and chronic overarousal is its own form of stress. Third, there's the helplessness factor. One of the most damaging experiences for a dog's psychological well-being is repeated exposure to something they cannot escape and cannot control. Learned helplessness is a real behavioral phenomenon. When a dog experiences stressor after stressor with no relief and no ability to make it stop, they stop trying to cope. They disengage. They shut down. People often misread this as a dog that's calm and relaxed. But a shut-down dog is not a relaxed dog. That stillness is a stress response. So what does this look like in real life? What are the signs that your dog is not thriving at the park, even if they seem okay on the surface? Watch for these. Low or tucked tail during or after visits. Excessive yawning, lip licking, or panting that isn't heat-related. These are calming signals, stress signals. A dog that clings to you instead of engaging with other dogs. A dog that hides behind your legs or tries to leave the area. Increased reactivity in the days after a visit. Reluctance to get out of the car when you arrive. Sleeping more than usual. A general flatness or withdrawal. Short start. None of these are dramatic. None of them look like a dog that's being traumatized. But that's exactly the problem. The damage from dog park overexposure is quiet and cumulative. It doesn't announce itself. It just shows up one day as a dog who used to love other dogs and now cannot handle being near them. And by then, you are months or years into a pattern that's incredibly hard to reverse. Short end. So what does proper socialization actually look like? This is where things get practical, and this is where the real work happens. Proper socialization is intentional. It's structured. It's built around your dog's current threshold, not where you want them to be, but where they actually are right now. The foundation is this: every social experience your dog has should end with them feeling safe. Not just okay, not just surviving it, safe, because safety is what builds confidence. And confidence is what creates a genuinely well-socialized dog. Step 1 is knowing your dog's threshold. Every dog has a threshold, a line between manageable stimulation and overwhelming stress. Under threshold, your dog can take information in, respond reasonably, and build positive associations. Over threshold, they are just white-knuckling it or shutting down. Your job is to keep them under threshold during social exposure, at least while you are actively building confidence. The mistake most people make is trying to work through the threshold rather than under it. They figure if I just expose them enough, they'll get used to it. But flooding, overwhelming a dog with stimulation in hopes they'll habituate, is one of the fastest ways to create lasting fear. If anything, it teaches your dog that the world is unpredictable and unsafe, which is the opposite of the goal. Step 2 is choosing quality interactions over quantity. One calm, positive interaction with a well-matched dog is worth more than 100 chaotic park visits. Think about what your dog actually needs. They do not need dozens of dog friends. They need a few good ones. Dogs with similar energy levels, play styles, and social communication skills. Ideally, you know the other dog and their owner. The interaction is monitored. Either dog can disengage if they need to. There's space, and there's an exit. This might look like a walk with a friend's dog, where they just move at the same pace for 20 minutes without forced interaction. Or a quiet backyard meetup with one familiar dog. Or a training class where socialization is supervised and managed. These feel less exciting than the dog park. They look less impressive. But they are building something real and lasting inside your dog's nervous system. Step 3 is diversifying beyond dog-to-dog interactions. This is the part of socialization that gets completely overshadowed by the dog-plus-dog conversation. Your dog needs exposure to environments, sounds, surfaces, people of different sizes and appearances, and situations they'll actually encounter in daily life. Busy sidewalks, hardware stores, parking lots, kids on bikes, umbrellas, skateboards, loud trucks. The dog that has seen and navigated all of these things calmly has a level of resilience that no amount of dog park time can build. Because socialization isn't just about being comfortable with other dogs. It's about being comfortable in the world. Step 4 is understanding that socialization has a window, but recovery doesn't. You'll often hear about the critical socialization window in dogs, which typically closes around 12 to 16 weeks. And yes, that window matters for foundational learning. But that doesn't mean a dog older than 4 months cannot be socialized, shaped, or healed. It just means the work looks different. It requires more patience, more structure, and more consistency. Dogs are neuroplastic, meaning their brains can change, rewire, and build new associations at any age. It's slower after puppyhood, but it is absolutely possible. If your dog is already showing signs of anxiety around other dogs, that's not a life sentence. That's a starting point. Step 5 is managing your own energy. Your dog is watching you constantly. They read your body language, your breathing, your tension. If you walk into a social situation tight with anxiety about how your dog is going to react, your dog feels that. And they take it as a signal that there's something to be anxious about. This doesn't mean you can fake your way to a calm dog, but it does mean that your own relationship with your dog's behavior is part of the training equation. When you are not dreading the next interaction, when you are not holding your breath waiting for your dog to react, you give your dog a different kind of information. You give them calm. And calm is contagious in both directions. If this video has made you rethink your approach to socialization, I want you to know something. Questioning a popular belief isn't the same as failing your dog. It's actually one of the most responsible things you can do. The fact that you are here, watching this, trying to understand what's actually happening beneath the surface, that matters. So here's what I'd encourage you to do this week. Pull back from the dog park if your dog has been showing any of those stress signals. Just for a few weeks. Replace one park visit with a quiet, structured walk alongside a single calm dog. Watch your dog's body language afterward. Notice how they sleep, how they settle, how they respond to the world in the following days. The difference might surprise you. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.